So that wraps it up for this edition of Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. As always, please look forward to following us at Choey and Jan, Choey, the letter N, Jan. We're on Twitter, which is now X. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. So please shout out there, look us up. And as always, we'll be dropping digital short little commercials here and there. And then we'll be back next week with more clip shows or reruns. You guys take it easy. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Jandler.
Welcome, Choey.
All right.
Little new thing here. I got a little Sesame Street photo for you, but I call it every now and then, and it could be a you thing, a me thing, a word of the day, right? Kind of like a word or a phrase. Like, let's explain this, right? So I've chosen now this is something I've created. I call it the joke matrix, right?
Yeah.
And when I was in the Navy, we had it was risk management is what they called it, right? But basically, it was this little matrix. You kind of analyze, like, is the reward worth the risk, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to outweigh, like, it? If I barely get anything out of this, is it really worth taking this big a chance? So for my joke matrix, it's kind of similar, but I'm like, is the laugh is where you have to balance out if the laugh is worth it, because sometimes you may offend somebody too much, So you got to think in your head. And a lot of times, I almost maybe miss that little window to get the joke in, because I'm thinking like, I don't really want to upset somebody, because I'd hate to somebody off, because I said a joke, and then because not everyone gets it the same way. But
Yeah.
So, do this go through your head? Or is it just me?
There are definitely some times where I'm like, something pops in my head, and I'm like, I don't want to say it because I think it might make somebody mad.
All right, and the last thing I'm gonna end with is a little Sesame Street type word of the day. It's been a while since we did a word of the day, so I put on here legacy student, right? Now I define legacy student, and I think once I define it, you'll be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like the kid where you had like their siblings, but it's not like the kind of kid where you're happy you have their brother or sister, but you're kind of like, oh, I remember your sibling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have the fondest of memories with that student, but you're like, you know what I'm talking about? Did you ever experience that?
I had this one girl, and she was just out of control. And it was from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And then come 8th grade, I'm like, sweet, it's going to be the last year. And guess who had a sister in 6th grade? Mama. And guess whose sister was worse? I'm like, dude. Like, I got 3 more years of you.
And sometimes you feel bad, like I know I felt bad for my sister. And you got some of those kids that are like, maybe their sibling, the first sibling they had is like, just, immaculate, like perfect role model. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're not super smart, or they try really hard. They are, they get everything. I'm not saying they necessarily have to be like a genius, but you're like, they're always on topic, on task. You never have to worry about just trusting them or anything. And then you get their sibling, and you're thinking, oh, I know your sister, I know your brother. And then you realize, oh my gosh, you're nothing like this person. Like, how are y'all related?
Yeah.
But no, the ones that tend to be like the handful that I've experienced, when you run into a brother or sister of theirs, you're like, oh my gosh, you're just as much or worse, like you said. It's never like, no, you're the awesome one,
For my 2 brothers going through high school, like, I'd say our freshman and sophomore teachers they'd have been fine with it, but like our junior, senior teachers, when the youngest one especially came through, they were like, you're his brother? And I was like, he was like, yeah, why are you saying it like that, though? And they were like,
you know Choey?
Yeah, pretty much like, okay, pop our necks and let's get ready.
So we're gonna. And you sent a text yesterday that kind of reminded me. I actually had thought about this before, and it's one of those things that gets into my head, and I just kind of, I had it, and then I just kind of put it to the side. But teachers, this next segment is like when teachers sound dirty, or when you say things that sound dirty and you don't mean to. I one of the things that I've said it, and I've caught myself enough to where I rephrase it, but like they like to climb up the slide, and I'll be like, no, you only need to, like you only need to go down. You only, and I'm just like, whoa, like. So then I was like, then I stopped saying that, you know. No, we slide down the slide instead of saying only go down, girl. So
only go down, girl. Yes, yes, Mr. Big.
I heard one of the kids was playing with a basketball today. This wasn't anything I said, but he's like, Mr. Bing, so and so won't quit touching my balls, and I was like, what? And he's like, oh, my basketballs, and I was like,
yeah, I did that my rookie year as a PE teacher. The kids were all doing it, and you know, you try to establish like this is my classroom, and you show my classroom and my equipment respect.
Yeah.
And they were doing it. I was like, quit bouncing my balls and listen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say respect my balls.
And the kids were like, a couple of them were all, and I was like, and I knew like, as soon as it came out, I was like, oh, I can't even smile because then I just lose it. I was like, do you understand? And in my head, oh, dude, I shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said it like that at all.
Were they older? Were they older kids?
Like fourth grade. So like
okay.
they got it. Enough of them got it to where they were like, he said his balls. And I'm like, be quiet.
Did you say you had some other examples?
That was it.
Oh, that was it?
That was it. Was the balls thing. As a rookie mistake PE teacher, I was like, dang it.
No, it's well, I told you I had the kangaroo pajama costume one holiday year, right?
Yeah.
You know where the kangaroo they had like a pouch and a little baby kangaroo as part of the pajamas, the onesie.
Yeah.
And the kids kept playing. They kept wanting to come pet the little baby kangaroo, right? Like, well, it's around my stomach, right? But it was still. I'd be like, no, like, 'cause hands off, please. But I remember telling somebody, I was like, yeah. They saw the costume and they asked about how the day went, and I was like, well, kids kept touching my little Joey. Other than that, it was fine. And people were like, oh, and I was like, no. I was like, oops.
That's a technical term for the day.
Yeah, I was like, oops. No, that's not how it sounded, or that's not how it really went. You know. But now your text made me laugh too. Was it yesterday?
Like, yeah, I mean, I sent you a text yesterday, but it was like for like new teacher stuff from the week before. Like, and I realized what she meant was that the kids were messing around in the back of the class, not paying attention. But she's saying they keep jacking off in the background, and I was like, oh hey, that's probably not what you meant to say there.
It's a health class, right?
English. So I'm like, oh hey there, champ. Hey there. Let's not use that terminology in front of the kids.
But yeah, I don't know if you've ever done. Sometimes I've done it where I've blended words together, like accidentally. Like I was trying to get my kids to walk straight and quiet, right? Like, but I said walk striatly. Like I wanted to walk straight and quietly, but I blended it together. I was like walk striatly, and they looked at me, and I was like, you know what I mean? You know,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I said it. All right, the last part here. I haven't done our word of a day thing in a while. Have you ever had teacher brain, sir? It's what I call when you're so exhausted from everything in the classroom that you make silly, stupid mistakes out of the classroom. Like a good example for me is a few years ago, I was so tired I have my dad's truck. I was refilling it up, and it only takes diesel. And it took me about I think I put like a gallon in of regular before I realized oh crap. I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. But I wasn't thinking straight. I got it all fixed, but I was like, whoa. So that ever happened to you where you're just out of it, mentally?
Yeah, I don't know if it's been because of work or whatnot though.
Oh, yeah, I've been exhausted by teaching that much. You got your other stuff going on.
Probably did some stuff. Just nothing comes to mind right now.
It's something new for us, right? And then we're gonna do our social media plug. Very similar to our, how I like to just the random facts. So this one is a did you know, and I'm gonna read you the did you know. Then I'm gonna read you a little bit about the did you know. All right. So did you know, Choey, high heels were originally worn by men? Did you know that?
For short guys.
They said in the 10th century, men in Europe adopted the now gendered fashion choice of heels to make it easier to ride horses. Adding heels to their boots made it easier to stay in the stirrups. As Slate's article explains, the Persian cavalry were inch-high heels, and the trend spread to Europe. Since they showed that the wearer owned and maintained horses, high heels became associated with the rich and upper class. But, men were the first to wear high heels.
I had one line. That was it.
All right, dude. Would it end here with a random fact before we go to social media plug? Did you know approximately 40,000 Americans are injured every year by their toilet? I don't know if they fall off it, trip on it, slip. Who knows? But I'd put in a little note here that because if you think about it, we had a random fact one time about the what it flushes in the sound, the key of E or whatever, some music notes.
Yeah.
So we know how to do toilet humor here on Choey and Jandler. It's just toilet random facts, right? I just thought it was silly. I found it and I was like, oh, that's funny.
I feel like you need to get
40,000. That's that's what bigger than the size of Bernie, I think, right? Oh no, maybe it's smaller than Bernie now, but
maybe.
That's a lot of people though. And people need to be careful when they go to the bathroom. That should be another teachable moment. Tread lightly, right? All right, we're gonna end before we go to our social media plug. A little did you know? There was actually a successful Tinder match in Antarctica. The dating app is popular around the globe, but didn't have a connection on the least inhabited continent until 2014, when a pair of research scientists, a man working at Antarctica's McMurdo Station and a woman camping about 45-minute helicopter ride away, found they had matched on Tinder. Dude, when I found this, I kind of put it on the slide, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, Tinder, that's the hookup app, right? And I was like, I was just like, man, it reminds me, there was a teacher a couple years ago. I asked her where she met her husband, and she got really nervous, right? And I didn't know why. And she's like, we met on Tinder. And I was like, okay. And it didn't ring bells in my head. And then later on, I was like, well, now I know why she was shy about that. But I was like, it doesn't matter. You guys are married now, Okay.
I think the app is not really that was not the intent of the app. I think the app just kind of into that. But go back to your slide.
The hookup place. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that app probably was like, well, there's nobody else on the entire continent, so it's either this or none.
This or penguins, right? This or seals. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that's probably why I was like, well, you finally have somebody that you can hang out with. Good luck. Hopefully it works.
I can't believe they bragged about it. Hey, yeah, it works on Antarctica. Come down here.
Even down here in the middle of nowhere.
there was a guy I met in the Navy that had been stationed in Antarctica for like I think 14 months or whatever, and you have to get psych eval to go down there. They have to make sure that you're like not gonna like crack or whatever, you know. That's how stress. I guess it's just so different, you know. There's just nothing out there. They got to make sure you're not gonna like I don't know wig out or whatever, you know. All right, so now let's move on to a little. We're gonna end the episode with a little. Did you know here, right? A little fun type of trivia knowledge, so you can always remember this and I don't know, surprise somebody later on. Did you know it takes 364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? This is according to some engineering students in Purdue University who designed a licking machine. I think that alone is like out there.
Weird.
Right?
Weird.
And they found that it took an average, so sometimes it took a little bit less, at 364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. For what it's worth, 20 volunteers tried this same experiment using their actual tongues, and they said it averaged 252 licks. So I guess the human tongue was better than that machine, that licking machine, you know? But I always loved that commercial, the Tootsie Pop commercial. That kid asked the owl, like, how many licks? And he's like, let me see. 1, 2, 3. And then he bites it. And he's like, 3 licks. And you're just like,
I'm looking at
the 80s, man.
I'm
I
looking
miss
at
some
the
of
picture
those
of that
commercials.
kid. That's a horrible graphic for a kid. It looks like a mongoloid, like weird.
Looks like he's not wearing any clothes either, doesn't it?
No, like some weird dumpy. Like he got bit like in the ass for a butt. His arm looks like it's coming out of its neck.
All right, so we're gonna move on over, nearing the end. One quick episode here. Did you know, sir? This really applies more to me. How much water do you drink?
I used to drink gallons and gallons a day when I was lifting weights, man. So I actually do know this.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that drinking too much water can kill you? Drinking too much water can be deadly. When guzzling a lot of liquid, you can suffer from water intoxication or hypnonatremia, which occurs after an obscene. I wonder what an obscene amount of water is consumed. Often during endurance events when participants are losing sodium through their sweat. But were you drinking a lot of water then when you were doing all your stuff or what?
3 gallons a day.
Oh my gosh. Did you feel bad afterwards?
I mean, no, but I was sweating like crazy though. So I would go to the gym for like 3 hours at a time. Like do like cardio every day for like 30, 45 minutes and then do like either all upper body or all lower body.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the bike again here tonight. I actually had the day off because I had an appointment to go do. And it was really quick. Like my appointment was at 7:40 this morning.
Yeah.
I got there early because I wanted to avoid traffic. I was trying to beat the big traffic rush. So I got there like at 7:20 or something. They saw me early. Dude, I was out of there by 7:30. Like it was like a in and out real quick thing, right? And so I went to the gym. And I was just like, probably could have taken a half day if I really wanted. But I've kind of made it my mission this year. My mission statement is like, if I'm gonna take a day off, I just need to take the whole day off,
Yeah.
And just that way I don't have to go back.
Half days are cool when you're like working in the morning and you kind of get free. Like it's kind of empty to take a half day in the morning and basically just like sleep in and go to work.
Yeah. So
it'll work.
Oops. No, so social media plug. By the way, I don't know if I told you last time. I got us back up on YouTube. I'll get this one on there. So putting stuff back up on YouTube. I'll schedule this for tomorrow. So please follow us. We're at Instagram, X, TikTok, Twitter. I already said Twitter. I forgot one. Which one did I forget?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Yeah. At Choey and Jan. CHOEY, the letter N, JAN. And like there's a quick one for us, but we'll be back.
We're doing this. I'm like, that's
that
Vogue.
It's like I know that. Facebook? Facebox? What is it?
Facebox. Showing Facebox.
Hey, December we'll get some live episodes or whatever, right? Like one or so at least. After our New Year's episode, we get our little extended. You know how we do our little big spring break thing where we do our what you call it? I do clip shows and some reruns and stuff like that. So that's when we get to brainstorm new material, right? Actually, so last thing I'm gonna show you before we go, this just popped in on our Spotify, right?
Yep.
It's Rap for 2023, right? So I'll show this to you and then we will end it once it loads. By the way, I don't completely agree with everything on here because I was like, I don't feel all their stats are ready or correct. 2023, people were really, really feeling what we do.
Sweet.
Let's take it from the top. Okay. Our top episode was the one with the 4th rerun, right? Oh, hit the wrong button. It was streamed 374% more times than our average episode. So, rerun shows really helped. We got new fans. 78% of our listeners discovered us last year. Well, which really good because we only started, like the last half of 22.
Yeah.
The one with the clip show part 1 was really that's where we got 23% of our new listeners.
so we do better in syndication than we do in actual.
What they say. We've gone global, which we don't. And this is where I disagree. They say we were streamed in 4 countries. I was like, we're being listened to in 11 countries. Get it right, Spotify. Because our listeners have good taste, obviously. So here's other things our listeners listen to: comedy, sports. Can you believe number 3 is true crime? Yeah. Like detectives, I guess. People that like detective stuff, I guess, like us as well, huh?
I guess so.
Oh, come on, I can't see that. What's the 3rd one? I see pop, rock, and what's the last music? Rap music are the top 3 genres of people that listen to us. The listeners definitely shared us with their friends. Our podcast has been shared all over. 77% direct link, 22% in text. So 22% of people text in links. Part of that could be me because I just text links to teachers, In fact, the most shared episode was the one with Jandler's mom's birthday.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Our podcast rating is 4.8 out of 5. You got to really love that, right?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And then are you a gardener, Choey? Because our podcast has shown some nice growth this year. Up 749%. You'd like to keep those numbers going up, wouldn't we? Like to add. Give a shout out to the fans. Thank you for that. Yeah, keep growing it. We're nearing not the beginning. Yeah, we are nearing the beginning of 2024. So,
sweet.
All right, Rick. Anything else you want to share before we hit it?
No, I think that's it, sir.
All right, man. Peace. Enjoy your day. Next time. Later, man.
Welcome, everybody, to the Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. This is one of our, clip shows that we like to do for Choey and I. This is our little off season. So I put together some stuff where Choey and I like to sound like the educators that we are. And so we like to teach people, in our fun and unique way. But want to also still take the time to let everybody know it is February 2nd. So a couple of national holidays you need to keep in mind. Hopefully you enjoy Bubblegum Day. Here you get to chew your favorite bubblegum, even practice blowing bubbles, and give back on Bubblegum Day. It is also National Catcher's Day for baseball fans out there, since catchers are one of the most important positions in baseball and in softball. And it's also February 2nd, the always popular Groundhog Day. So please make sure that you look out there and pay attention to the weather, and hopefully the groundhog predicts something good that we need to know. All right, enjoy our clips. Thanks.